I know it's only the middle of the week, but we really need to have this talk about the current state of XDefiant, because it just can't wait. Let's go. Hey guys, Nightfall here, and today we have to talk about the state of XDefiant. But before I do that, I want to wish everyone a safe and happy 4th of July if you're in the US or even if you're celebrating it elsewhere. Just make sure you don't lose any fingers, because if you did that, you might not be able to play XDefiant as good anymore, if at all, which may not be a bad thing given where the game's at right now. So much has happened since the last one of these that I did, and it's only been like 2 weeks. We've had 2 new patches, a full-blown Season 1 update, so much new content to go over, and Ranked has come to torture the souls of those who thought they were worthy. Let me first start by saying this crouch spam bypass where you don't get any aim sway penalty at all is still out there, and I'll die on this hill. If this is happening, surely someone has found a way to do this for jump spam. I've reported this in Discord servers, to the official Ubisoft site, and tweeted at numerous people, and it's still not fixed. But anyway, I really don't know where to start, so I guess let's just let my rage take over and drive this conversation, and we'll start with Ranked. Ranked was supposed to be good. It was supposed to be a proving ground for those people who have jobs and lives to still be able to play competitively and show that they're a decent player, but just don't have the time to chase down people on leaderboards. But instead, it's filled with cheaters who you can't avoid because input-based matchmaking doesn't apply to Ranked. So you're 100% playing with PC players most of the time. And then on top of that, if you think you're about to win a game, think again, because there's a good chance they might just crash that server, which is exactly what happened to me in my first Ranked game. So if you haven't seen that video, you should go check that out right now on my channel. We've come so far from the day 1 launch of this game, and everything started to feel like it was moving in the right direction until they launched Season 1. Everything just seems wrong. Everything came out messed up. When they revealed the new season to us, they made it seem like Clubhouse was in, and that was it. That was all we were going to get. And we had to wait for Capture the Flag. We had to wait for other modes like Bomb and other maps like Rockefeller and Daytona. But at launch, we had Capture the Flag and still have Capture the Flag. But something else that was at the launch of Season 1 that I haven't seen since was the other new map, Rockefeller. And prior to the whole major Xbox outage that went on that day, I had played Rockefeller a handful of times. In fact, I have gameplay of it on my channel in another video. So where did it go? Because I haven't seen it in the last 2 days. It's like they accidentally switched it on for us to play at the launch of Season 1 and then realized a little later that they messed up and it wasn't supposed to be on and they turned it off. I know that sounds trivial and it's probably not how it works, and I have no idea how it works, but that's what it feels like. Speaking of having no idea how things work, I really don't have any idea on how updates and patches really work on the back end. I just read the patch notes and keep it pushing. So it's always really bothered me and annoyed me that when something that has been fine and worked without fail all of a sudden is just completely ruined or broken by the update. And the longer that it's been fine, the more upset I get with it when it breaks. So because this game is still new, I try to give it a pass because things haven't been fine for very long. But there are new bugs that are the same bugs that they claim to have already been aware of and working on, but now it seems to be affecting more parts of the game. Take faction abilities, for example. We already know that a few of them have been broken in the past, where when you try to activate them and then you die, they just don't work anymore for the rest of the game. So this hasn't really affected me directly because Echelon has been fine, and that's the faction that I main. But since this Season 1 update, it seems that when I go to activate my intel suit, it gives me this strange noise here. And then if I try to activate it again, it just says, nope, fluff you. Can't use it for the rest of the game or until you swap abilities to the other one and then back. Having bugs like these with a launch of ranked is not healthy for this game. I choose my ability based on what I need in that game in that moment. I don't need it failing me when it's supposed to work and I'm relying on it. They also gave us a new faction, the GSK, and their passive is reduced headshot damage because I guess they got some helmets or something, which sounded broken originally, but in actual gameplay, it's not so bad. It doesn't break the game or anything, and it just, you don't even really notice it. Asterisk next to that because I don't snipe, so if you do, you'll have to tell me in the comments if that's affected you at all, because I'm not entirely sure how that's affected snipers with the headshots and the TAC 50, and that's a whole nother video to explore. They also added a new flash effect. So now, instead of your screen just flashing and going back to being able to see after a few seconds, it now flashes for a moment, and then you can see a lot sooner. But what you're seeing is what you saw before you were flashed a few seconds ago. And the first time I saw this and this happened to me, I thought my game froze. It would have been nice to know in the patch notes that this is what they meant instead of, hey, we added a cool new flash animation so now it won't sear your eyes for 3 seconds. I would rather it just do that. I can't tell you the number of times I've been staring at a still image of what I saw 3 seconds before I got flashed, and I've been trying to shoot and jump and hopefully kill something or move out of danger when all I'm actually doing is changing my loadout and messing everything up and then respawning as something totally different that I didn't want in the first place. And then to add insult to injury on that, if you swap factions, your ultra resets. So any progress that you made is now gone. And if you didn't intend to do that, it can get really, really frustrating. There are so many little bugs to go over that I just don't have time to go over each one individually, but the game just feels worse. I don't know what exactly the problem is, but something just doesn't feel right. And I know it's not just me, because from my last video, a lot of you have told me in the comments that you also feel like it's worse. People are dropping 30 to 40 kills on average, including myself, and now we're only doing half of that, and we're struggling to go positive. And it's increasingly frustrating because I can't figure out what the problem is. I don't know if it's the net code or if it's latency or what it is. If I knew what it was, I could at least attribute it to something and then push it off to the side and say, well, they need to fix that. And then we get this gem here in a tweet from Mark Rubin, and I want to be non-critical about this, but I feel like I have to be. So apparently, being able to look down and shoot the spider bot off your own face was not intended. In fact, it was a bug that was happening. So instead of fixing the game and doing what they were going to do originally, they're now turning that bug into a game mechanic. And this supposedly will give them more time to think of other ideas on how to balance this. Well, here's an idea for you. How about you just have us mash a button, like our reload button, since we can't reload anyway during this time, to get it to come off. There you go. I'll take my paycheck now, Ubisoft. The game is arguably in its worst state right now, simply because of all of the bugs. And then they gave us ranked on top of that without fixing any of them, and then just threw more on top. It's like they're trying to make a bug sandwich with extra bugs hold the patches. And I know this video has sounded a lot like me whining about the game because I've been playing terrible, but it makes no sense for me to drop 35 plus kills per game on average, and then seemingly overnight not be able to drop anywhere near that. And in fact, just overall struggling to stay positive on my KD. I'm dying behind walls again, and not just your normal dying behind walls. No, I'm talking worse than preseason dying behind walls. This is, I'm behind a wall halfway through the reload animation on my P90 and I just drop dead. And I've already ruled out fire bullets, spider bots, cardiac arrests. None of that's happening. I'm just dying, seemingly out of nowhere. And then you couple that with bullets just feel like they aren't registering half the time. In fact, it feels like every other bullet that comes out of my gun is just a marshmallow. And I just can't with this game right now. And I know I'm not alone, which is comforting, but also disturbing. Anyways, enough crying on my part. Let's get back on track. Moving on to the battle pass, it's lackluster, to say the least. I mean, 90 tiers of what? Nothing. 90 tiers of nothing. You get 1,300 X coins, which is probably the best thing you're going to get out of there. You get a few skins. One sniper skin looks alright. The rest of them are just meh. At this point, why even give us skins? Because the new mastery skins you gave us are going on any gun over any of those skins. Hands down. And then you put 3 weapons behind the battle pass, which, let me clarify, I have no problem with. Just don't put it at level 20, 50, and 80. That is insane. Make it level 10, 20, and 30. That seems fair to me. And then while we're on the topic of rewards and stuff you get from the battle pass, the rewards you get from ranked are a joke. Like, what even are these? These are just normal skins that you would just either get in a battle pass or pay 800 X coins for. Even the Legends skin, the Legends, you have to be top 500 on this game. And this is the thanks and the reward you get for playing. Top 500, you get this. What the f? And the store. Oh, the store. They are putting bundles in the store that you have no option to buy with the credits you already purchased or earned. The React bundle they have in there right now is so cool, but I'm not paying $24.99 for it when I have 40 some dollars worth of X coins sitting on my account. It doesn't make sense. It's just a money grab. The game is slowly falling apart right before our very eyes. So let's go ahead and get our state of the game meter pulled up here. And right now, as of July 4th, 2024, XDefiant is currently yellow status. And we're teetering towards red. I know we just got a major update with the Season 1 launch, but we need another one desperately. This thing feels like it's held together with duct tape and zip ties, and it's not going to hold for much longer. Now, of course, this is mostly my opinion and a few comments I've seen here and there, but I don't want it to stay this way. So make sure to follow me on Twitter, and I'll throw my handle up on screen now, and you can also find it in the description of this video. And once we build up our community, I'll start making polls over there on Twitter because I want to hear your feedback on the state of this game and factor that into the future videos like these that I make so that we can get a wider spread feel of what the game feels like for everyone, not just for me. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you stay updated on when I post a new video. And a little sneak peek, my next project is going to be doing a deep dive into all the attachments in this game, one by one, and figuring out if they are doing what they say they're doing after the whole snafu with the rapid fire barrel attachment, and if it's actually worth it using on your weapon builds. That's all for now. So long until next time.